Hey everybody, happy 2022. I wanted to do a video because I haven't done one in quite some time and haven't been very consistent with that for quite a long time, but I felt like this is a good time to do one. I just recently got a new iPhone and it has a really good camera and it's great for doing video on the go, and I felt like this was a good time to do it. So I decided that while I was out riding around on this gloomy pre-snowy afternoon, that I would take a few minutes and just kind of do a video and share some thoughts with you and reflect on 2021 and what happened in my life, and what I'm hoping for 2022. First of all, I'm not really looking for, any kind of sympathy or any kind of, you know, uh, empathy or anything like that. It's just me doing some self-reflecting on my last year and, what I've learned and how I want to use it going forward into the new year. Of course, 2021 was probably the toughest year of my life, and not because of COVID. I know COVID was kind of a factor for a lot of folks, and I don't want to make light of that because I know a lot of us were affected by it. Some of us were sick. Some of us lost friends and family because of it, and I definitely don't want to, take the focus off of that, because I really do hope we can get through this pandemic going into 2022. And, that's just one of those things that a lot of us were affected by it. But me personally, I had several different things to happen to me this year that, I'm hoping that I can use them to make 2022 a better year for me. And just wanted to kind of share my thoughts with you guys about it. First of all, 2021 was a particularly challenging year for me, simply because in February, me and my wife separated, and I've been by myself for most of this year. And dealing with loneliness has been difficult for me. It's been very hard for me. Some people thrive on it, but for me, it's been tough just because it's the first time in my life that, I've been pretty much by myself for most of the year. Now, of course, I do have family and friends, but as far as coming home to someone, that special someone in your life, it just hasn't been there. So it's been really hard for me, very, very challenging for me, just because when you're by yourself, you tend to focus on a lot of negative things. I've had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of what ifs have ran through my mind. And one of the things that have really come to light because of that is I learned that I deal with some mental illness, some mental health issues, one being anxiety. And this year was the first time I really experienced that and had some panic attacks. And I was able to find out through a sibling, and both a sibling and my mother both suffer from that. And so I'm kind of surprised to learn that it's a pattern in our family. Luckily I've been addressing that, and I've got no medication for that. And it is helping, but I have learned that I have to be careful with putting myself in situations that might bring on an attack. I've had numerous attacks during this last year, and I'm learning that, I just have to be more aware of it and learn when it's coming on, how to deal with it, and what to do about it. Also, another thing, obviously, because of the loneliness, is self-doubt and depression. And it was so bad that I actually spent a couple of days in the hospital back in the spring of last year because of it. And, something that I still kind of struggle with. But there again, I'm getting better at it. And, I don't know where I'm going to go with it, how I'm going to get there. But it's one of those things, every day can be challenging. And so I'm learning that I have to just take it as it comes and go from there. Also, I've had to reevaluate some friendships and realize that, if I'm putting more into my friendships versus getting what I'm getting out of my friendships, then, that's not a healthy relationship, and it's not a healthy environment. And there's certain things in those friendships that I've got to let go of. So I've had to make some decisions because of that. And, it is what it is when it comes to that. I've also had some struggles with employment this year as far as finding the right job, finding something that works for me, finding what I'm happy with. But, I'm past that now. I'm getting better at that. And I think 2022 is going to be a much better year for me in that regards. On a positive note, to point out some positive things, I have, through some friends that I've known for 40 years, we've been very close. He's basically like a brother to me. We've started doing some music again. I've always been a musician since I was a kid. I've been into playing, and we've kind of fallen back into playing together. What started off as just sitting around playing some actually turned out to be a legitimate thing. And we started playing out a little bit in the late summer and early fall, and it has just blossomed and taken off. And we actually have a couple of shows coming up in the coming year, and I think that's going to continue to grow and to continue to get strong. We're going to get stronger with it, so I'm grateful for that. Another thing is I've kind of gotten back into photography a little bit. I've done photography off and on for the last 15 years or so. And one of the things that I've tried to do just to get me motivated and keep me from being so lonely and struggling with that is I've invested quite a bit of time and quite a bit of money in some equipment and upgrading some gear. And I'm hoping to get back into that. And who knows, it may turn out to be a part-time business for me. I really don't know for sure yet. But it's something that I really am passionate about. And I'm hoping I get to do more of that in this year. As far as where I want to be this year, honestly, I don't know. I don't know from one day to the next what to expect versus 2 or 3 months from now. So I really don't have any goals. It's hard to have goals when you're going through a season in your life where you have a lot of questions going on, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So really, I know there's some things that I would like to happen. I'd love for my relationship with my wife to work out, but that's really only partially within my control. There's only so much of that I can do to make that work. So that's just something that I really don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm trying not to focus on it too much and try to spend my time and my energy and my efforts in other places. Something else, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be living in this area in 6 months, or 3 months. I really don't know. A lot of my connections that were here when I moved back here 5 years ago, when my first marriage ended, those connections are not here anymore. I do still have a few friends in town, but most of my family lives in other areas, and it may be that I wind up moving away simply because of that. I know that some of the loneliness could be helped with that. So, who knows? Who really knows at this point? It's hard to know for sure. The main thing I want to take away from 2021 is, nothing is perfect. Everything can change in a day. And, it's hard to know what everybody's going through because everybody's at a particular stage or a particular season in their life. So I'm just learning to take every day, day by day now, and try not to dwell so much on, the negative. Try to, be more positive. Try to be more and of an encouragement to somebody else, and try to, just try to be there for other folks as best as I can, and try to use that just as a learning tool for me, just to be a better person. I want to encourage you guys, if you are going through something that's life-changing, whether, difficulties with a spouse, difficulties with friendships, maybe you deal with mental issues, maybe you're dealing with depression, maybe you're dealing with anxiety. I want to encourage you guys to get help. Find somebody, a friend to talk to. If you don't have anybody to talk to, you can always reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys, just because I've been through a lot, and 2021 honestly has been hell on me personally. And like I said, I'm not looking to get any sympathy from any of this. I'm not looking for anybody to, say, oh, well, I'm so sorry that you've had to deal with that. We're here for me, but that's not what it's about. I'm just trying to be transparent, just to try and help somebody else and be honest with myself, and what I need to do to be a stronger person and a stronger man. And hopefully, I can help someone with it. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful 2022. Hopefully we'll get through this crazy pandemic that we're going through. I don't want to get in a debate about vaccination, but I have been fully vaccinated and even have a booster, so I'm doing my part to try and, just kick this thing down the road, or just send it on its way. I know we're all are tired of it. We're all sick of it. I want you guys also, if there's something that you're passionate about, or you have a dream about doing something, just do it. Just take the first step and do it, because, first of all, we're not promised tomorrow. Second of all, if you keep ignoring it, eventually one day you're going to be in a spot where you say, man, I wish I would have done that. I'm too old to do it now, or I can't do it. Don't let that rob you. Don't let life rob you of that dream. So, just get out there and do what you're passionate about. Don't be so focused on your job or your career that, you lose sight of what you're passionate about, because ultimately that and your relationships with your family and your friends is what makes you happy in life. I don't think I can think of anyone who on their deathbed said, man, I wish I would have made another $1 million, or I wish I would have, worked another 3 years, or something like that nature. Most people talk about how, man, I wish I would have gone on this trip, or I wish I would have spent more time with my kids, or I wish I would have, patched things up with my friend that I hadn't seen in 30 years. Those are the things that are important in life. Of course, my faith, I'm a believer that God has best interest for us in our lives. And so, I try to use the negative things as learning experience as far as where he wants to take me. So anyway, enough of that. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble. And, I hope to do more videos since I got this great phone now. The biggest thing is just finding a location to do it. But, who knows what's going to happen. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to talk about something and you have thoughts, just reach out to me, whether it's here or on Facebook or wherever. And you guys have a great day, and best wishes.